Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and well. Students, we have done one unit, that is communication skills. In that unit, there were 4 lessons and all lessons were related to your communication skills. Now we are in second unit and we are having lesson number 5th, that is importance of self management. Self management. What is self management and what are the activities required to manage ourselves? So first of all, self management is managing yourself to achieve predefined tasks or goals that you have set for yourself by organizing time and your regulating actions. This is time management, self management. Okay, students, everyone is having a goal. And to achieve that goal, we need to manage our time, our activities. So, those activities and times, what are those things? We have to discuss about those. So, there are 3 basic skills to manage ourselves. The first is initiative, second is organization, and third is accountability. So, first of all, we will discuss about initiative. Initiative means to take first step, to start. But in this process, no one will tell you what to do. Everything you will do with yourself only. It is a skill in which you have to believe yourself that you can do this particular task, you can complete this task in that particular time. So this is your initiative. So first of all, we have to start the particular task for achieving a goal. Next is organization. Whenever we have taken initiatives, we have taken some steps for activities or for a goal, we need to organize ourselves. How? So organization, it is the ability to use your time, the time which you have set, energy and resources. What are the resources available to you effectively to achieve the goals? That is called organization. Means it is the ability to manage your time, energy and resources to achieve your goals. So, for organizing your goals, what you need to do? You need to take some steps. First is identify and define specific goals. It means that this is the first thing, you have to define the goal. Until you haven't defined any goal, you cannot take initiatives. So first of all, define your goals. The second important point, the second important step is, after defining your goals, what you need to do? Break down goals into smaller tasks. Suppose if you have set a goal that you will take 96% marks, 97% marks, 98% marks, and now you are at the level of 80s marks. So what you need to do? You need to set yourself first that you have to take the goal of the 85% marks, then 90, then 95, then you can go further. So this is break down goals into smaller tasks. If the goals are big, what do you need to do? You need to break down them in pieces, small tasks. How you can do that? For that, there is a smart strategy you have to adopt. What is SMART? S means specific. The goals which you have set, that should be a specific goal. There should be no confusion in that particular goal. Next is measurable. It means that goal which you have set, you have to measure that you can do that particular goal in that time or not. Next is achievable. That goal should be achievable. It shouldn't be there that you are not having that particular ability and you have set that particular limit. Next is realistic. The goal should be realistic. Next is time bound. You have to set the time for your goal. So this is your SMART strategy by which you can organize your goals. In organization, the next point is time management. This is also an important activity, important skill which you have to develop in yourself. It refers to managing time effectively so that right time is allocated to the right activity. Many times it has been observed that we are unable to set a right time to the right activity. Suppose if a teacher has given you a lesson to write and to learn, now what you will do? You will write that lesson, write the question answers of that lesson, and then you will try to learn. If you try to learn that first and then you try to write, it will be difficult for you. So this is how you can set the right time to the right activity. Next is planning. It is important to learn to plan each day, week, month and year. What does it mean? It means, first of all, you have to plan for the day, next day, you can plan for the complete week, you can set planning for whole month, and you can set the planning for the complete year. According to your goal, your tasks, you have to planning day by day, weekly, monthly and yearly. Next is estimate time is required for each task. How much time do you need to write, read and practice a lesson or unit? Suppose one task is given to you, that is debate. Now the content is given to you. How much time you will require to that content, how much time you have to require to read that content, and how much time you have to require to practice that particular content. So this is estimated time. Next is prioritize and schedule. Sometimes we fail to set the priority of the work. Which work is most important for us? We have to complete that work first. That is called prioritize. Next is learn to say no. This is also an important skill which you should have to manage yourself. Sometimes it happens with us, it happened with us that we are having a task, we are doing that task and a new task is assigned to you. When a new task is assigned to you, the previous task you are doing, you will be overloaded. What you can do? You can say no at the time. Whosoever has given that particular task to you, you can say no to that particular person that I am doing this task right now. After completing this task, I can start next task or next project. Next is spending the right time on right activity. This is also an important skill. Sometimes we are unable to set a right time to the right activity. Suppose a task that is difficult, we have to set extra time for that. And if we are not setting extra time for that, then our schedule will not be as good as it should be. So whenever we are facing that, we are thinking that this particular activity is, or this particular task is difficult for us, what we can do, we can assign that particular task as extra time. Extra time we can assign that particular activity or tasks. So these are the first two main points, skills. First is initiative and second is organizations, which we have discussed in self management. Clear? The third point is accountability. It is also a main component or skill in self management. Accountability and responsibility, these are the two words. They are interrelated to each other, but they are not same. Responsibility can be shared with others. It means any task which is assigned to you, you can give that task to the others, or your parents, your teachers can give you a task. But accountability is in accountability, that main person will responsible or will answerable of his actions. It means no one, no other is answerable for the failure or completion of that particular task. That is accountability. Accountability develops following characteristics. First is avoiding procrastination. What does it mean? Procrastination, what it means? Many times we do this thing. We try to do that work first which is easy for us or in which we feel enjoyable. We try to do that work, but that is not important. That work is not important, but we try to do that work first. That is called procrastination. So what accountability develops? It develops avoiding this thing. It means if you are having the accountability regarding or towards your task, you will never do procrastination. You will never do those works first which are not so important. You will do only those tasks first which are important for us. Next is adopting problem solving attitude. If you are accountable, answerable of your actions, your tasks, it means you are having one more skill, that is problem solving attitude. You always try to solve the problems which occur during the tasks. You always try to solve those things, solve those problems. So you automatically, this kind of attitude will be inbuilt in yourself. Next is managing your own emotions. own emotion means if someone say something to you, you will never express your emotions at that time if you are having this particular skill, accountability. There is a reaction against an action. Emotions will not be there if you are accountable regarding your task. Next is coping with distress. If you are feeling unhealthy, if someone is ill in your home, or an unexpected death is there in your relations, in your family, so if you are having this kind of skill, you will always cope, or you will always try to come out from those type of stressness. If you are feeling weakness, if you are ill, you will always try to come out of those particular situations. That is your point or your characteristics of your accountability. Now, we have discussed about the skills, self-management skills, initiative we have discussed, organization we have discussed, in organization, time management we have discussed, accountability we have discussed, accountability characteristics we have discussed. Now, when we manage ourselves, what are the results after that? There are positive results of self-management. First is makes you more organized. It means every time when a task is assigned to you or any activity is given to you, you always try to organize that task or that particular activity. Next is instills discipline. If you manage time, resources, energy for your task, so automatically discipline will be there inside you. You always try to complete that task in particular time. Next is helps in attaining goals. If you are self-managed, what happens? You will achieve your goals easily. Next is enhance self-confidence. Automatically confidence will be boosted inside you, and if confidence is there inside you, next time you will try to complete the complex activities or tasks also. Next is commands respects from others, and those persons who are self-managed, they are always get respect from others. So students, this was your lesson 5th, and in this lesson we have discussed about self-management. Thank you. Have a nice day.